guys, this is Shiny Side here. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to hop on here and do a full face of mostly all first impressions, and if you want to see how I got this look, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I got this in my Sephora Play All-Stars box. Oh, maybe it's just a stick, whatever. Okay. I don't know how much I'm supposed to put onto this, but I don't usually do primers a whole ton. But I have a long day, so hopefully this will help. You probably noticed I'm not in my normal setup. I am actually back home right now, so I apologize if you can hear trains in the background or any weird noises that might be different than normal. Alright. Make sure to always blend on your neck. Feels silky, doesn't feel powdery like I thought it might. I know this is a very expensive product, so if I do like this, I would go out and get the dupe, which is the Nyx Angel Veil. It's supposed to be a dupe for that. Alright, so moving on. The next product that I have is not going to be a first impression. It's going to be my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I actually just got a new container, but I did want to show you guys, and I don't know if it's just because my container's empty, but this one is my empty bottle, and this one is the new bottle, and it almost looks like it's darker. So the old one looks like it's darker, but that could be shadow. So go ahead and put this in the back of my hand. If I even have any left, which I might not at all. A little bit. The thing that I do have to test right now, though, is the e.l.f. blending sponge. Looks like this. Now, I did dampen it, and I wanted to just show you, just in case I don't like it. I do have another sponge here on standby. I like the L'Oreal Infallible sponge. This I dampened, and look how squishy this is. This I dampened. It's going to feel like I'm beating my face with a rock. So, I'm just going to go ahead and use this to see if I can blend the foundation in. Seems to give me very light coverage. It seems to be basically absorbing all of my foundation, so I don't know that I'm going to stick with this. Yeah, I can still see everything on my face. So, e.l.f. sponge, if you see it in Target, pass. You don't have to really shake the foundation because it's all at the top because it's new. Alright, try it again. There we go, there's the coverage. I know I'm covering up some of my tan with this, but I will go back in and fix it with some bronzer. So I will not leave myself looking like this much of a ghost. It'll be good. And I do have a darker powder that I can set it with as well. So half my face with the foundation, the other half without. Some more foundation on the back of my hand. I really like this foundation, even though I have normal to dry skin. So I feel like if you do the exfoliating that you need, it never gets like too cakey and powdery looking, even though it is a matte foundation. And because it's a matte foundation, it tends to last on the skin longer. So make sure to blend around the eye a little bit. And I'm going to go over it with concealer and a little bit more foundation. Only downside with this is I wish that it had a pump. If there is a pump that fits this, if somebody would comment that down below, that would be great. Always got a little bit of cheek redness. It's like my only gripe, and the reason that I wear foundation is because my skin's a little red in the cheeks and I have a little bit of discoloration on my face, a little bit of redness. The next product that I'm going to go ahead and try is going to be the Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer. And I'm actually going to be using something that I haven't used on camera yet, which is the Real Techniques like mini blender sponge for under the eye. Now if this concealer is not light enough, if it's not lighter than my foundation, I can mix it with another concealer. So go ahead and apply some of that. It does look like I'm going to need to mix it because that looks like it's way too dark. Take some onto the lid. And this is in the shade Fair, so some companies have much paler shades than others. I do like how small this sponge is because it definitely gets under the eye a lot better. I usually have kind of a hard time with creasing since I am a very expressive person and my eyes get all crinkly. But this concealer I don't think is covering up my dark circles enough, so I am going to go ahead and mix it with something else. I'm going to go ahead and use my ColourPop No Filter Concealer. That's going to lighten it up a little bit as well. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but from the time I put this on to the time that I blend my right eye out, it is going to oxidize a bit, which I think is interesting. Now to set this, I am going to use some of the RCMA No Color Powder. The only thing that I hate about the RCMA is the packaging. It looks like a giant salt shaker, therefore it is hard to use. I'm making a mess currently. I have a little pile of it on my Makeup Forever tin with my blushes in it, so it kind of looks suspect. Definitely better coverage than the Milani. The Milani, I don't feel like it settled into my lines as much, but I don't feel like it gave me enough coverage for the dark under eye circles that I have. So that's definitely going to be more of a light medium at most, and medium would probably be if I used a lot more product, and I did use quite a bit. Alright, I think that set everything pretty well. I am going to go ahead and use a darker face powder like I said I was going to. So this is not a new product, but it's been a very long time since I used it. I'm not even sure if they're still selling this anymore because I used to love the Dream Wonder fluid that was in like the little eyedropper situation, and this is the Dream Wonder powder. Looks like that. I have mine in the shade Porcelain Ivory. Just gonna dip my brush in there, swirl it around, tap off the excess, set my face. So moving on to my bronzer, which is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I depotted mine, so this is mine. If you're scared of bronzing because you don't want to look like you have a bronzer helmet, definitely try this out. Unfortunately, there's only 2 shades. I use the shade Light Bronzer because I am very fair. But then there's the shade Bronzer, but this is supposed to be comparable to the Becca bronzers that have kind of a similar pattern to them. I will link the name of the Becca product down below because I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's supposed to be a dupe for those because it doesn't pick up a lot of powder. Like you can basically put your brush in it over and over again and you will never see product actually dusting away, but it is on your brush, and it makes it very easy to blend it into the skin fairly seamlessly. As you can tell, I usually do my bronzing step very quickly, so I like to kind of bring it down either side of the nose just to straighten it out, shorten it, thin it out a little bit. Sticking with the Physicians Formula trend, I have the Butter Blush, and this is in the shade Plum Rose. I depotted mine, so that's what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and take my stipple brush. Now this you can actually see the product come off, but I think it's because of the type of brush that I have. If you use a stipple brush, you tend to pick up less product than a normal blush brush, and it tends to put it on a little bit lighter. But I tend to like that because I can tend to go a little bit ham with my blush. This next product is not new, it's just a new shade that I got it in, but this is the NYX Duochromatic Illuminating Powder, and this is in the shade Twilight Tint. So this is actually white with a blue shift, I believe. So I'm just going to dust this on top of the cheekbones. Let me pack this on. It is a Friday, so I feel like you can go heavy on the highlight on the weekend. Right down the nose, upper lip. Alright, so now we are going to go ahead and go in with some eyeshadow. I actually picked up the Physicians Formula Matte Collection Quad. Looks like that. Just nice matte browns and a gray. I'll start off with the lightest color, and I'm going to set my eyelid with that. Now I'm going to take the next lightest, second lightest color in there, put that on my crease brush, run it through my crease. If you ever look at a palette and think that it doesn't have a crease color, you can always take your bronzer color and use that. You need to build up that crease. I'm actually going to take the third color, load it up on my brush, and I'm going to put it on the front 2/3 of my lid. I'm liking these eyeshadows. I did see that this was some of these were a color dupe for the Chocolate Bar palette. And that'll be over on my Pinterest if you want to see which colors. I think it's Salted Caramel and then a couple more. Go back in. First color, if you get a little sloppy, clean it up. And continue to build that color across the lid. But I want to add something a little bit shimmery, so I'm going to go ahead and take the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Birthday Cake. It's a nice pink glittery topper. And I'm just going to put that on my lid. I'll start with the brush so I can get a more precise application, and then I will move to my finger. So always use a synthetic brush with these ColourPop shadows. This is the only way to really pick up the product. My finger now, once I've got it placed, just so that I don't go over the crease. If you go too high, get that blending brush, just kind of blend. You always want it to be matte in your crease. You don't want any glitter up there. Alright, once you feel like you've got that placed, you're done with the eyes for now. Now I'd actually like to go on and do my brows next. My e.l.f. brow pencil and my Milani Easy Brow. Giving myself kind of a strong brow today because of the pink glitter and then the blue highlights. So taking a little bit longer than normal. Alright, when you think they look good with the pencil, go ahead and grab your brow gel to set. Now what I like to do instead of just brushing them into place first is brush them the opposite way to add as much product as I can and then to brush them back. So you're going to brush them forward first. You're going to look a little crazy for a second. I've always wanted to send somebody a picture like this and be like, do I look okay? But now you've got the product in there, just go ahead and brush them however you want them to actually lay, and then that will make them look full. And don't worry if you bumped your skin, that's something you can always brush off with a spoolie, obviously a clean spoolie. I apologize, you can totally hear my dog snoring right now. We're going to grab a separate spoolie and we're just going to take care of any of the little spots around the brows that have little flecks real quick. I'm just going to have a little bit of glitter fall out under my eye from blending some that went into my crease. I'm just going to take that original RCMA no color powder. I'm just going to try to sweep it away. Since I've already set my under eye, it shouldn't stick. So, and it looks like that took care of it. Alright, so brows done. Moving on to eyeliner. This is not a new eyeliner, unfortunately, but this is a repurchase. I'm happy to have it back in my life. Physicians Formula Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner and Serum. Looks like that. I always shake it, but this stuff lasts forever. Just gonna go ahead and get as close to my lashes as possible. We're not gonna do a wing. Then I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my primer. I have only used this once. This is the Colossal Big Shot base. This is the tinted primer that's black by Maybelline that I was talking about in my last video. So it looks like that. I'll go ahead and coat my upper and lower lashes with this. The thing that I've noticed with this so far is you can see the fibers, but it's not a crazy amount because when I do my mascara, I basically use my mascara as like a tight line and I really press into my lashes and roll the mascara. And I don't feel like this is irritating my eyes, whereas when I use the supersizer with fibers and I try to do that, it like hurt my eyes, like the fibers were too intense. And I definitely got some into my eye by doing that technique. So even coat from root to tip under the lower lashes. And before that dries, we're gonna go ahead and go in with the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. I know everyone's talking about this mascara and there's a reason why. I just wish that I had gotten mine in the regular instead of the waterproof because it's a pain to take off, but it does hold the curl really nice. I just make sure to get any excess off of the brush before I go in. If they look too clumpy for your liking, just go ahead and go in with a lash comb. Because you want the volume from this mascara, but if you don't like how spidery it looks, you can always separate them. It's not hard. So I'm going to do that right now before it gets too difficult to do, and I've stabbed myself in the eye. And now I'm going to go ahead and go in on the bottom lashes. And now I am going to go in with my lip color, which is not going to be a first impressions, but I want to keep it fairly neutral because I have brighter colors that are new first impressions. This is going to be the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Loyalist. Now it is not this light on your lips. Try not to put your lips together with this one. And this takes a while to set down, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it off with my Photo Finish Primer Water Spray. I have the little mini size, so it looks like that. Just set your face with this. know that sounded like a lot, but honestly, this mister kind of sucks on the smaller ones, so. Alright guys, well there you have it. You have a full face of some first impressions. Please hit that subscription button down below if you haven't already and subscribe, and feel free to share my videos with friends and family. Hit the like button if you'd like for me to continue to do first impression videos, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye guys!